Listen, when you start a business with a friend, all right, you have to separate the line between business and friendship. And
Jesus.
3, 2, 1, and we're live. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on another episode of Jesus. Your host, George Mora, and your co-host. Damn, bro. All right. Yeah, there's no co-host today, guys. Actually, there's not going to be another co-host for like a while. All right. Me and Edwin, Edwin quit. I'm just going to say it out there. Edwin quit. And this video is not to like slander or talk shit or talk bad about anybody, especially not Edwin. And I want to make it very clear from like the very beginning. I love Edwin. I think he's talented. I think he's gifted. I think he's a cool friend. I think he's got many, many things going for him, and I wish him the best. All right. And if you're watching this, Edwin, there's no bad blood between me and you. Like, we're cool, bro. Like, what it is just business. All right. And I'm gonna break it down to you guys. What happened? I guess I feel like I got to be transparent with you guys, and the best way to talk about this. I've been sitting on it for a few days, kind of thinking about it. What's the best way to like talk about like somebody leaving the show, somebody that's been in the show since the very, very beginning. And, so suddenly he just quits out of nowhere, like just is completely gone. And it sucks, man. And like, I've seen this happen in other podcasts before, the crazy scandalous ones. And this is kind of more of like that low key, like kind of a silly reason as to why it happened. In my opinion, I just think it was plainly fucking stupid, bro. I think it was just stupid, but I'm gonna elaborate on it, all right? And this whole podcast isn't just gonna be about Edwin quitting and like drama and all that shit. So I'm gonna make that straight. I'm gonna just talk about it pretty briefly and quickly, and then I'm gonna get into some stocks, and then I'm gonna jump into some UFC 260 news. All right, I'm gonna leave some time links, some timestamps down below if you want to just skip ahead to those. All right, cool. So let me just get started as to what happened with Edwin. He quit because of a thumbnail. We had creative differences on a thumbnail, guys. All right. I know. It sounds silly. It might be more serious to him than it is to me, and which it definitely was because he quit. So, it really was that, guys. Like, he quit because we had differences on one thumbnail, which was the last one, and it was just about making like this TikTok trending face, which was like I know for the people that are listening, they can't see it, but it was over like a TikTok trending face, right? He didn't want to be on he didn't want to be on the thumbnail making that face, and I wasn't gonna force him to be on the thumbnail. If he didn't want to be on it, I would just ask him, hey, if you don't like the picture, take another one. You can take as many pictures as you like, and then we'll put it on. And he really wasn't willing to like play a ball or whatever. And listen, I didn't fire him or nothing because of it. I was like, all right, whatever. He was really strong and adamant about not wanting to be on the thumbnail making that face. So I'm like, all right, bro. Like, listen, like I'm gonna just take you off the thumbnail then. Like, like you're being really strong about it. And I guess he took that as a sign of like selfishness. And, I only care about like my image and the way I look. And it really wasn't that, man. It's me trying to be a creator, I see a trend. And I was also making the face, we were both making the face. I see a trend and, let's play to that trend to try to get more views, what I'm saying? Make the thumbnail more catchy, more clickbaitable, more relatable. I don't know, like we're essentially, this is a business, right? And we're trying to grow. And the only way we're going to grow is if we adapt to new things that are coming in the social media world, right? Our biggest following is on TikTok to date. So it made sense for me strategically. And his answer was just no, it was just a blatant no. I don't want it. No, like no real reason as to why, he just said no. And then that's pretty much where the argument kind of just opened and ended. So yeah, I guess, he quit the show suddenly. He has to be paid and all this stuff, and he's gone now, and the show will move on. I'm not going to stop the show. That's ridiculous to do. I guess I'm kind of like recording this because, listen, when you start a business with a friend, all right, you have to separate the line between business and friendship. And this is something that I had spoken to. I'm very open about speaking to. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it on other podcasts, especially in the beginning podcast, especially the Call Her Daddy podcast. Actually, we did make an episode on that because it's pretty much just like drama and all that. Pretty much two co-hosts split up and all this shit. But they were talking a lot more shit about each other. I'm not doing that here. My cousin was on the podcast in the very beginning, and then he ended up leaving because he didn't really feel comfortable in front of the camera. It really wasn't his thing. He has his own life that he had to attend to, and he didn't really see much value in it. I'd assume. We're completely cool now, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we were even cool when he quit. I'm not a person to beg someone that doesn't want to be at a position they don't want to be in. I'm a person that's like, yo, listen, like, yo, if you want to join, like, let's see what you bring. Like, bring your like motivation, bring your enthusiasm, bring your creativity, bring your skill set, and Edwin had all those things. And, I think he's still going to do greater things, even bigger things, than this show. So, much cahoots to him. But yeah, I guess, all right. So I'm going to really jump into like friends and business and then like give some examples on it. I really did write this down, bro, because this is a hard video to make, believe it or not. This is not an easy video. I'm up here alone now, and I'm just trying to sit here and show my side of the story, or really also trying to provide value to you guys when it comes to maybe building a podcast with your friends. Is it the best idea? And I think it is. I think it's a great idea at first, but there is clearly a person that needs to be in charge of the show and have a direction for the show and a vision for the show. And that's not to say the co-host can't do that. The co-host should be literally brainstorming ideas, like in my opinion. And listen, a lot of those ideas are going to get shut down, and it did happen here in the show. A lot of ideas do get shut down. I sit here, I shut down a lot of ideas. And there's a real reasoning behind that. It's not, I don't just say no. I sit here and I take the idea and I really listen to it and I try to elaborate on it. And then I give my reasoning behind why I don't agree with it, why I don't think it might work, and maybe we can implement it at another time in a better way, right? I'm not just closed off to it. So when somebody sits here and just says no to your ideas for no real reason, you're kind of creating a barrier, right, in creativity with the person you're working with. So you got to be in sync in that idea. You got to be in sync. There's a person that has to have the final word, and a person has to be cool with it. It sucks, but you kind of got to swallow it. I mean, at the end of the day, and this is my reasoning behind it. It's because I used to be a bartender, right? And I had my ex-boss on the podcast. You can go watch it. I interviewed my ex-boss. That's the title of the episode. I was a bartender, so I would come up with and I try to be creative by creating so many different cocktails, right? And he would try all of them, and he shut down like a lot. He shut down a lot of them before he even found one that he liked, like even one that he liked. And I was like, damn, bro, like he maybe he just doesn't want me to like succeed or something, maybe he just doesn't want me to grow or whatever. And when I saw it like that, I was putting myself down and I was demotivating myself. And I realized that he wasn't doing that, because I wouldn't go up to the cocktail. I wouldn't give him a cocktail. He would taste it and be like, nah. When somebody does that, then that really does put somebody else down. But when you sit here, but what he did that was very different is he would literally I would show him the cocktail, and then he would taste it. And then he would get different flavors out of it. And then he would try to break down the cocktail and guess what's in it, what's his experience when he's tasting it. He'd be like, yo, maybe it's too sour. Yo, it's too sweet. Hey, maybe it's a little strong on the alcohol. What are you using? Maybe if you dialed it down a little bit, it would taste a little better. What's your inspiration behind it? Like, is it a seasonal drink? Like he would ask me all these questions. He would really try to gather information about my idea behind it, which made me also think about it. Yo, like, I didn't even think about these things. Maybe I should think about them next time, which I did every single time. Then after that initial conversation, if he didn't like it, that's cool. That's his opinion, subjective opinion. He would give it to somebody else. He'd give it to another employee just to try it, right? And then without saying a word, they would give their own opinion on it, right? Essentially, when you're trying to create a cocktail, you're going to give it out to guests. You don't know what everybody's opinion is going to be, but you want to give it out to somebody who has no idea, no information on it, and see their reaction. And if they liked it, then I knew I had something that I could work on. And if they didn't like it, then, it probably was, if he didn't like it and the other person didn't like it, it's probably not the best cocktail to make, right? So, yeah, I know that was probably like a long story, but it's my best way of saying like, yo, like be open to just new ideas. All right. I'm always trying to be open-minded and open to new things, whether it's like sex, whether it's like, stocks, money, real estate, just anything, courses, y'all know I'm taking the Meet Kevin course right now. It's a fucking long ass course that I got to get to, retail. I'm trying to do the GEEZUS clothing line, which now I don't have somebody. So now I need to find somebody else to work on it, or even work on it just myself, which is going to take longer. Cause again, all these things take time, and you got to make your time efficient and valuable with it. Right. You got to be smart like that. But yeah, another thing would be communication, right? You gotta learn to communicate with each other. And I think, another one besides communication is keeping your emotions and your pride in check. All right. When you're at work, all right, and you have family problems at home, you should really keep the family problems at home, and you should not bring them to work, because if you have like a negative vibe and you're coming into work, and I know, sometimes you can't help it, bro. And a lot of people do have that bad day on some days. But if it's repetitive, then it's going to affect the people you work with, right? Because you're like, yo, like, why are you coming on the set treating me like shit or whatever? And I'm not talking about Edwin, bro. I'm not sitting here like calling out Edwin or whatever. I'm talking about just in general, like if you were to sit here and create a business with somebody else, right? And my example would be, again, like the bar, bro, because I worked at a bar a long time. And maybe you can relate to it, maybe you can't. But behind the bar, you're literally stuck with somebody else behind the bar the entire day. And if that person had a bad day at home and they're coming at work and they're going to be like negative and not even talk to you and not even like say anything, then there's this vibe, this energy that's just like negative, and you're surrounded by that all day. And naturally, it's going to kind of hold you down. You're going to try your best to like maybe keep positive, try to bring that person up. But if it happens every single day, bro, then we're kind of standing next to a person that just doesn't want to like improve themselves, So like, and I'm not talking about fucking Edwin, all right? Like the dude is good. The dude is cool as fuck. But I'm just saying, like, when you work with somebody, you have to keep your emotions and pride in check, like just saying I do my best to keep whatever's stressing me out, away from people, even in life. I try to deal with it on my own. And if I need some help, I'll sit here and I have friends that I call and I'll be like, yo, like, this is bothering me. How could I like even improve on it? Am I even wrong in this situation? And yeah, man, I mean, that's really it. That's really it. Just coming straight from the heart. Let's see, what's another thing? Yeah, and then just communicating. Learn to communicate with the people you work with. You have to have good communication. You can't just be. If you're too closed off, people can sense that. All right, cool. So next thing we got on the agenda is stocks. All right, the stock market is going crazy. What's up, buddy? You want to come in? You want to come say hi? Say hi to the camera. You want to come in real quick? No, you just coming next to me. All right, cool. So let's just talk about stocks then, guys. Let's just fucking bring it up on stocks, bro. Hold on. What? All right, guys, jumping back to stock. Jumping back to the stock market. The stock market was crashing. Like literally the last 2 days, it was literally going down, going crazy down. I don't know like what was really happening. But like I said before, the stock market is in turmoil. It's going to be fluctuating, I think, within the next 3 months, because, again, of the interview that me, Kevin, had with Harry Dent, another economist, just talking about the tech market really, really dropping, huge bubbles and a bunch of inflation coming. And I'm not going to get too speculative, too analytical with you guys, because I like to be a practical person. And, I'm pretty sure you guys want to be practical as well, right? You don't need all these deep driven analysis. You can just do the research yourself. The point is, look, if you look at the stock market, everything is going down. You got Tesla going down. You got, I invest in Airbnb, Enphase, EXPI, CCIV, Redfin. Look up the ticker symbols if you'd like, but they're all down, and now they're slowly starting to make a little bit of a recovery. Again, when things are really, really bad, I don't panic. I just buy it. Like that's the best way to do it. I don't go crazy and buy crazy heavy. I just dip my toe in. I'm like, let me buy a little bit here. Let me buy a little bit here. Because the problem I'm having is I'm timing the bottom. I'm trying to figure out, how low can this low thing go, right? So I'm like, let me not miss out. I'm just going to buy one here. I'm going to buy one here. And when I feel it gets really, really low, like pretty much to the point where like I initially bought all these stocks in, then I'm going to buy really heavy, bro. Because I already know the outcome as to how high it can get when the economy gets better. And again, my plan is to not sit here and day trade it. I'm leaving my money in there for 5 years. I'm gonna let the businesses do what they gotta do. I believe in these businesses. I'm in for the long run. If there's a day trade available, like GameStop or something like that, then I'd sit here and openly talk about it. But I don't trade. I don't even trade stuff like GameStop. And here's why. Literally, me and my cousin were talking about this like the other night. We're looking at the stock market right before it crashes like crazy. And we can sense the crash coming because we see the pre-market and it's just everything is pretty down. And GameStop is even like pretty down. And GameStop was at like 165 or I think like 168 or something like that. And I'm thinking, bro. And I'm looking at Reddit. I'm like reading Reddit at like 4 a.m. Like, everybody is literally going to buy it like tomorrow, like next day. And we're like, we can make a call on this and make some bank, bro. Like if it goes over 200, you could buy like a call over 165, and it's at 163. And then if it hits 200, that's pretty much what we're selling her. Or even 195 before it hits 200. Because I see Reddit, I see all these people buying like crazy. So I sit here and I'm like, I can take this chance or not. Or you know what? Let me just sit here and speculate it. Let me say what I do in my head and then not actually do it. And I was like, and I was also thinking to myself, like last second, I'm like, everything is telling me to like buy it, to make the call, right? Then I'm like, what if because everything is telling me to go green, like I feel like I should just go negative because I feel like the Fed is going to step in, or I feel like something's going to happen where it's just going to immediately drop the price. Robinhood's going to step in again with their bullshit and take away the buy button and only leave the sell button on and then just force the price to go down on GameStop. So I'm like, maybe if you put a puts on it, bro, you're going to bank out. And I'm like, you know what? The fact that I'm so indecisive about this shit, like I probably shouldn't be even looking at it or touching it. Bro, I went to sleep. Next morning I woke up. Stock market, the GameStop crashed, the stock market crashed, everything crashed. Oh, bro, I was so happy I didn't make that call, man. I was so happy, bro. I literally almost lost all this shit, bro. That would have sucked, bro. That really would have sucked. So, again, don't focus on these short-term plays, all right? A lot of people, maybe on your Instagram stories, they're only posting up their gains. Literally, I make it a thing to just post my losses so that I give people a realistic expectation. But it's not a loss because I'm not buying out, I keep it in. I just show, the stock market is going down. This is how much I've lost, how much I'm in red right now. And then when I'm in green, I'll post like one or two of those just to show, listen, like this is the payoff for patience. And a lot of new investors need to stress patience. You don't know how key patience is to the stock market, all right? What Warren Buffett once said, or even he says all the time, is time in the market beats timing the market, all right? Remember that. Really remember that, bro. Your boy Warren Buffett said that, all right? So yeah, that's my update on stock market, bro. Just hold that bad boy, buy on the bottom, buy your long-term stocks, all right? Long-term stocks. I'm not into that day trading shit, all right? Like I said, I'm not into day trading because I'm not smart like all these other day traders out here that are posting on YouTube like, I'll make you 30%, 40% gains, you join a Discord chat, and then you have a bunch of these smart people like all together trying to make this thing happen. But even they have red days, So like, it's really gambling, bro. Like when you're day trading, you're really gambling, bro. It is, and it feels like that. And just by off that one GameStop trade that I almost made, I was thinking about it. I'm like, yo, I've never made a trade, but also I wouldn't be day trading. If you do day trade, I wouldn't be day trading in this volatility unless you really know what you're doing, bro. Like I wouldn't do it because my cousin tested out calls, and he made an Apple call or whatever, which in my opinion was like the worst call he could make. And then the stock market dropped, bro. You know, and I think he has till Friday for the stock market to go back up. So, and I told him, I was like, yo, listen, bro, the stock market is in volatility, bro. Don't do it. And he's like, dude, I need to try it. And I'm like, and I agree, bro. Like I wanted to try it too, but I think there's a certain time to try and test things out, and there's a certain time not to. And right now it's one of those times not to. And if you can gather any valuable information from this, it'd be, don't try to do call puts, bro. Not right now. Like we've done it. It sucks. And we speculated on it, and it's and we still fucking lost on that shit, bro. But what? I'm like up 12, so I'm fucking about to take it. Yeah, and then again, yo, it's so volatile that it's recovering. You know what I'm saying? Like it's bouncing back up now. So like right now, I'm staring at it. You can see everything's kind of in the green. So, but it's nothing crazy, man. It's just slowly rising up, and I think it might rise up and it might go back down next week. You know, we don't know. Right now we're on a roller coaster. Right now this is trading like Bitcoin. And tonight I'm actually going to have a guy speaking solely about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and just all these different things. So it's going to be dope as hell to have him on. And yeah, let's get off stocks. Let's jump into UFC 260. All right, guys, let's jump into UFC 260 real quick. All right, y'all know how much I love UFC. Let's be honest, bro. I love UFC. All right, and I don't talk about these fights. I don't know, Brunson versus Holland. I'm a fan, but I really, if I'm gonna make content on it, I'm gonna make content on like preliminary cards and main cards for like the UFC 260, UFC 261, or you know, just ones that really, really interest me because I get really, really hyped up about them, as you can tell. We got Stipe Miocic versus Francis Ngannou as the main event of this card. All right. Who do I have money on this card? I don't have any money. I'm not putting any money on fights this year, bro. Once Conor McGregor got knocked out by Dustin Poirier, I was done putting money in, bro. I was done, bro. Once Lomachenko lost to a kid from Brooklyn, bro, I'm good, bro. I'm good on putting money this year. Not worth it for me. But Stipe Miocic versus Francis Ngannou. Listen, Stipe Miocic, he's a really well-rounded fighter, all right? He's good. He's got the wrestling. He's got the chin. He's got the stamina, all right? And he's fought Francis Ngannou before, so this is their second fight. Francis Ngannou has crazy knockout power, but I haven't seen anything stamina-related, anything like any real kicks, like well-timed, well-placed kicks, I guess. You know, I'd say his technique is good, but nah, man. Like Francis Ngannou, bro. Like don't get me wrong. He has knockout power. He can knock Stipe out. But is he going to? I don't think so, bro. Daniel Cormier had knockout power and he had official skill. You know, real good stamina. If he fights Stipe Miocic, the first fight, what happened in the first fight? Stipe Miocic literally toyed with Francis Ngannou for like 5 rounds. You know, couldn't knock him out, but clearly there was one person that had better stamina, and that was your boy Stipe Miocic. All right, hold up. Maybe I could open up a picture of him. Yeah, I mean, look, this dude's 6'3". They're both 6'3". They're both big. A thing with these heavyweight fights is, you know, clearly when you compare a bantamweight fighter, like a 135 to like a 200+ fighter, when you're fighting somebody that's bigger, they're good. They have so much muscle mass, you know, and they're just gonna get slower. They move around slower. They run out of air a lot slower, a lot faster. You know, so in my opinion, I got Stipe Miocic versus Francis Ngannou. I got Stipe Miocic. The same thing he did last time. I think just the same thing. I think it's going to be a 5-round decision, Stipe Miocic. If not, Stipe Miocic knocks out Francis Ngannou, which would be ridiculous, bro. It should be crazy to watch. But I think Stipe Miocic is going to win that 5-round decision. We've got on welterweight for co-main event, we've got Tyron Woodley versus Vincent Luque. All right, let me see this guy, Vincent Luque. I don't know enough about this guy. to talk shit, all right? But we know that Tyron Woodley's on the decline. All right, let's look at this guy. This is what this guy looks like. Tyron Woodley. I don't know him. Haven't seen his fight record, but that's what he looks like. I'm gonna look at his record real quick. This is how I kind of used to predict fights on DraftKings before they like completely illegalized it. All right, he's 19-7-1. All right, so he's got a good record. Let's see his last fight. Listen, the way I gather the information between the fighters that I don't know, I have to look at their last 2 fights. All right, the last 2 fights tells me everything I need to know about it. I haven't seen this dude's fights, so we're just looking at his stats real quick. He got a knockout in round 2, 456 by a knee. So those are rare to get. So you can brush it up to luck or skill. I brush it up and see how often he got that. Let me see. Before that, he got another knockout. And then let's see who he knocked out. Randy Brown, I haven't heard of him. And Nico Price. I think I've heard of Nico Price, bro. I think he's a tough Russian dude or something. And that was at the Ferguson fight at 249. And he got another knockout on round 3. So he's got a pretty good knockout record. Let's see what his knockouts look like. Damn, I wish I could figure this out. I'm awful at this. He got 1, 2, 3, 4 knockouts, 5, 6 knockouts. I just count it. Let's see. Well, his last 2 were knockouts. So, oh no, we got wins. Sorry, 1. His last 2 were knockouts, bro. Like, that's good. It doesn't really tell you. Does he go 5 rounds? No, he's been 3 rounds. Listen, it looks like this dude has something heavy, bro. I mean, he's got a pretty high knockout ratio right now. Let's see, he's knocking people out left and right, especially at that division, bro. That's some heavy division, some heavy hands. We know Tyron Woodley. I know Tyron Woodley. I've watched him before. I love Tyron Woodley. I don't like his talk too much. I don't think he's a great speaker. I think a lot of people don't like him when he opens his mouth. That's just my opinion. I personally do kind of like hearing him speak from time to time, but sometimes he can sound a little complainy, bro, a little bitchy, or at least those are the ones that go viral. So that's all you really hear. But yeah, he started like a rap career or something, and he's just really been on the decline. Really been getting just outworked, outclassed. I feel like his mentality isn't there, even though he's a strong dude, built dude, really athletic. He's got a lot of knockout power. He's got a black belt in jiu-jitsu, beat Darren Till, made it look very, very easy. Somebody way, way taller than him. So he's got the skill set, man, and he's been the champion. Let's see, 19-6-1, 19-7-1. Oh God, this is a hard one. This is one of those that I really don't even want to make an assumption about. I think I'm gonna go with. I love the comeback, man. I love the comeback, dude. And I do know the fighter more. I feel like I'm basing this more off emotions than I am basing them off stats. If I were to really go off stats, I'd say Vincent Luque, even though I'd have to watch at least one of his fights to really see his fighting style. But, Tyron Woodley's, I mean, if you watch his last 2 fights, and you don't know anything about this fighter, he didn't look good on those both either. So he might really be on the decline. And I don't know what he's really fighting for, what he's doing. You know what? I'm going to go with Vincent Luque. I'm going to go with Vincent. Hey, if he's getting knockouts, I think he can potentially knock out Tyron Woodley. I'd say if this is a 5-round fight, round 3 knockout, get him tired enough, round 1 and 2. I think he was exposed in his last fight. So, yeah. I think Vincent Luque. I'm going to go with you, bro. I'm going to go with you. I may change that though. But this is literally just off speculation and analysis, off 2 seconds of research. Bantamweight, you've got Sean O'Malley versus Thomas Almeida. All right, and we all know Sean O'Malley. I actually live with a dude that looks just like Sean O'Malley. I think I mentioned this on every single podcast, bro. That dude is crazy, bro. Look at that dude, bro. Crazy change too. Crazy change. I mean, he's in this, bro. He don't care. He's in this game. I think he's really, really talented. I think he moves around a lot. So, I'm always going for Sean O'Malley, but he's facing somebody with the real experience right here. 22-4. Sean O'Malley only 12-1. And I don't know how much I'd count that one loss, but 22-4. Let's see this guy. This guy's a real vet. Thomas Almeida. I haven't seen him. Let me see his fight record. This is Thomas Almeida. I'd have to see his fight. Maybe I did watch him fight. Who did he fight right here? Maybe he's one of those that's not really well known just yet until if he beats Sean O'Malley, bro. If he beats Sean O'Malley. So let me see. Thomas Almeida fight record. That's what we gotta look for real quick, right? The fight record. All right, 22-4. All right, his last 2 fights are losses. So I guess they're both coming off losses. You know, he lost a 3-round decision. He lost a knockout by a kick. Wow, those suck. And then he lost another decision. And then before that, he was winning knockout. So this looks like another fighter that's on a decline, bro. And he lost against Cody Garbrandt, man. Albert Morales. I'd have to say just because I don't know his fighting style. This is a hard one too. I'd have to say just because I don't really know Thomas Almeida's fighting style. I'd have to go with Sean O'Malley just because he really moves around a lot. I think Sean O'Malley's fighting style, especially in bantamweight, he's really, really like well-rounded at like really keeping his distance, moving around, selecting his shots. And I think this could be one of those 3-round decisions because I don't see Sean O'Malley really having much knockout power. I think the last knockout he got was really just well-timed. I don't think we're going to see that. I mean, we could see it again. I don't think we're going to, so I'm going to go with 3-round decision. So that's it, man. I have Stipe, Vincent, and Sean O'Malley for UFC 260 on March 27th at 10 p.m. So on Saturday, bro. So I think that's this Saturday? Yeah, it's this Saturday. Yeesh. All right, cool, guys. Thank you for joining me on another episode of GEEZUS Show. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. And peace out.